story. That's still a bit of a problem for me. But I do have 9 sequential scenes from that farm family that found me at Carrot Ranch a few years ago. Remember that started that Longhorn prompt? I hated that prompt. I don't want to write about Longhorn cattle. I don't want to go out west. So I came up with Scottish Longhorns, and then the family kept coming back. But anyway, here's 9 scenes, 99 words each. It's probably going to read a little awkward because of dialogue and 3 characters, and I'll try to pause between the scenes. I was just playing around with this a while back and forgot about it. Here goes. Hope, how'd you and Abigail get on last night while Daddy and I were out dancing? We mostly wrote. Wrote? Yeah, she has to write a DAR essay for a contest at her school. I wrote stories about my chickens. What's a DAR? Daughters of the American Revolution, a club for women who have an ancestor that fought in the Revolutionary War. Is Hope one? Your family goes back that far. Those ladies like straight lines. Our line has so many turns, we're still right where we started. Get in the truck, both of you. We'll not go far. Okay, you two, remember, on roller coasters, it's hands in the air and scream out loud. Daddy, this isn't a roller coaster. We're just back roading. You're about to experience the Vermonster, your very own wild ride back road roller coaster. Here we go. He punched the accelerator, putting them back against their seats, then plunged steeply down the long hill, gaining enough speed to coast up the other side, the truck bucking over a series of rollers. Belted into the middle seat between her parents and her daddy's truck, Hope screamed out loud, arms over her head. In her heart, she sang. After the roller coaster, the road descended again, but more gradually, slowed by sharp corners. He guided the truck through the tree-canopied tunnel of sunlight-flecked shadow. The smell of ferns and deep woods wafted cool through the open windows. Look, Hope, do you see the stone walls? These woods were all farm fields at one time. A long, long time ago. Not so long, her mother said. The woods are always waiting their chance to put the stones back in the ground. She breathed deeply. My grandpère, he couldn't keep the woods away from his farm. Not like Daddy. No. Now the road wound between stone wall-bordered pasture flanked by ancient sugar maples, red barns, and white farmhouses, familiar to Hope. We're going to the cemetery. He pulled off at the granite and wrought iron gate at the side of the road. Hope led them through the headstones up the embankment. Hope? She knows where she's going. And they followed her past the carved stones that bore his last name to the little marker at the edge of the woods. Mommy, the gypsy baby had family. Ancestors? She did. These are her woods. Yes, Hope, and yours too. You're quiet. She sat in the middle. Hope had the passenger seat, her head out the window. He stuck to back roads, but more directly now. It was almost milking time. With his right hand, he stroked her raven black hair loose across her shoulders. I've been to that cemetery dozens of times. Never saw that marker before. It's easy to miss. With all his stories, my great-grandfather never once mentioned the gypsy baby. The stories told probably weren't her story anyway. Yep. He smiled. And so you know, not all my stories are exactly true. At least you've got stories. Hope settled back in the seat. Did your grandpère tell you stories, Mommy? No. I don't know if he ever had any to begin with, but he used story eraser anyhow. Story eraser? Liquor, Hope. Ha, whiskey's how my family stories got told, but you're Scots. For my grandfather, drinking was pretending it's someone else's story while obliterating his own. Come on, I've had many fine sessions with French Canadians. She turned her dark eyes on him. Now you come on. You think a French last name tells the whole story? Guessing not. Stone walls don't tell the land's whole story. Nope. Dinner was on the table. Took you a while. Yep. After milking, went to see where the beavers are working the brook again. Water's almost up to the stone wall. And I suppose you'll be setting up there with your rifle in the evenings, or setting traps. He studied her face but couldn't read it. Hope so much like hers, inscrutable, serious. Actually, I'd like to see how they work it. They might do better than me with that tired, cobbled bit of land. Think I'll leave it to the beavers. This news brought a smile, so much like Hope's. Had a hunch I'd find you two down here. Daddy, shh, you have to be quiet. He clambered to join his wife and daughter on the large granite boulder. Looking where Hope pointed, he saw first one beaver, then another, dragging sticks and carrying mud to the dam. Hey, what's that one doing? Ha, you noticed. They've been using rocks from your stone wall to build the upstream side of the dam. She smiled at him. They have no boundaries, these beavers. They're taking down the wall. I'll be damned. Their ancestors were around before your wall building ancestors. Yep, maybe these beavers can be in the DAR, Damming Ancestors Restitution. Small enough reparation to be left alone to live your life, raise a family, have a home. He watched her watching the beavers work. There goes another stone. Guess there's more than one way to mend fences, she continued, leaning in when he put his arm around her. He agreed, though he hadn't been aware of the breach. The late evening sun cast long shadows. What's that you're singing? Beaver Clan song. Grandpere beat Grandmère for teaching it to me. Teach that song to Hope. I am. The end.